Thursday evening, the 21st day of April 2016. And yes, today I paid off the Comcast cable TV and internet bill to keep to still have our internet connection, with it, so that I can, so not just myself, but my younger brother can have the access to the internet and cable TV. And today I just took and just went out just today and be away from home for a while, and did you know that there is a Lego store in the North Shore Mall in Peabody, Massachusetts? And I was there to see if they was it anything like motors, was it motor modules for, Lego? And the answer is really, that question is really not unless I want to take, is it special order, not at the Lego store, but totally online. That's the only way I'd be able to take and do it. And well, anyways, I came back home. Been watching DVDs, and DVD I'm watching now is Danger Man. Danger Man is season 1 of Secret Agent, starring the late British actor Patrick McGoohan. The first series was Danger Man, then Secret Agent, and then the last series was the miniseries called The Prisoner, starring Patrick McGoohan. And in all those series, this series, Secret Agent, and The Prisoner, Patrick McGoohan is playing the same, Agent Drake. Was it MI5 or was it MI6 or whatever, that. And of course, this series was made in the 1960s. And of course, I'm online here on my computer. I've been sitting down and drawing up a circuit, that I could use to take and power up the 3 DC motors in an old Brooks Automation Vacutran 5 silicon wafer handler robot, which has a cylindrical 360-degree cylindrical coordinate system. Just doing pick and place operations. But since the original electronics is you can't get parts for it, is it, so is it was I taking, what I'm doing, that I've got to take and get 6 relays, DP-DT relays, that, we'll get 6 12 volt with an activation called DP-DT relays, to turn each motor on, and with it turn the motor on, and also take and indicate the direction the motor is going to turn, whether clockwise or counterclockwise. And then that I need 6 relays. I need 6 relay sockets. I need 6 1N4001 silicon rectifier diodes to use as blocking diodes, to take when you're taking activate the relay, that it'll shunt any back EMF that the relay produces, and in a way dissipate it. That all inductive loads produce back EMF, which is a back bias voltage, you'll see back EMF transient spikes, when you look across the relay coil with an oscilloscope. So and I'll just simply build a circuit to take and activate the 12 volt relays, and of course it'll be an optically isolated, circuit using opto isolators, because you want to optically isolate your control signals from your analog motors and your analog relays. Anything in the analog world, could produce back EMF, which could damage or destroy a microcontroller, like something like a Arduino, or a older with a Parallax P-Basic microcontroller. And of course I've got to get a sheet of plywood, not a big one, that Home Depot sells these sheets that are like 2 by 3, then I can get a 2 by 4, cut it up, quarter it, into 4 2-foot sections. Well, actually, I only need 18 inches, 4 18-inch pieces, for the legs. And then I take and, find the center of the sheet of plywood, and then, drill a pilot hole. And then what I take and do is use a handheld saber saw to take and cut out the mounting hole for the robot. Then drop the robot into the mounting hole, because usually the Vacutran robots, sit at the bottom of a high vacuum chamber. But I want to have the set up so where they just have the robot sitting in the center of a small sheet of plywood, and that way I can with it mount the at first get the robot running without the bisymmetric arm, and then get the then mount the bisymmetric arm on it. What I'd use other more sophisticated electronics for is to make sensors for the robot end effectors, to detect whether there's something there or not. That run the wires to the microcontroller. For example, that. Well, anyways, that's some of my planning. That I have joined the Nashua, New Hampshire's Robot Builders Club. And I showed them at the first meeting I went to was I showed them the essentially the old VT5 robot, that I told them the electronics is no good. And then I was going to take them with it, do something with it, just to get the robot moving again, to do something, with it. And I'm going to be with it doing like you can call it doing a little bit of pseudo steampunk type was a method of getting something running, with relays. So was it? Let's see. The relays cost that $11 a piece. The sockets will cost. That's with the $66 right there in relays. Then it's going to cost another with it. $24 in sockets. That's just to power the motors. With 24 volts. Now, how am I going to power a 24 volt motors? Put two small, 12 volt motors. 12 volt. Riding lawnmower batteries in series, and for the 12 volts that are needed for the power the relays, they can switch the 24 volt power in and out. You just tap off one of the batteries. So it's not that difficult. That's and of course I got to find some toy motors taken for another robot project to make a 3-axis cylindrical coordinate robot, mini micro robot. That I could power with the Parallax Basic Stamp, or a pair of them, with a pair of them working together, using 4 bits for like a controller to controller handshake. We're taking where one controller sends out a signal, it sends out a series of a pattern of 4 bits, to the other controller, tell the other controller to take an okay, activate such and such a motor, for so long, and and whatever, and have another controller, that's powered by, I have the idea of using like 2 or 3 microcontrollers, and using one as a master and 2 as slave controllers, one for motors and one for sensors. That's how I'm going to take and work it, with this, getting the VT5 back up and running. But I need 2 more microcontrollers, P-Basic microcontrollers, so that's going to be $40 a piece, with it. Now, I'll just sign off right now.